Coming up, I make friends with an Audi TT. It's not good look. Oh, whoa, dude! Audi not bad. Viewers have found a unique way to make the series bearable, so there is an impromptu drinking game now. It can be done with alcohol or, as Jonty prefers, a very strong squash. And we get a sneak preview of the new Laguna Seca rally stage. Oh, well, that's a route. That's definitely an interpretation of the track. Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Gran Turismo 3. It's episode number 8, day 62. We've got over 27,000 credits in the bank, 4 cars in the garage, and it seems like we're moving in the right direction, but we might be getting a little bit stuck if we can't clear. Well, there's a couple of races, but there's one, and you know which one it is, right? You know the one it is, yeah? I'm fine, by the way, don't worry about it. So, let's just get this out of the way. We are starting to make inroads into the beginner league. Walked through the Spider and Roadster competition with the MX-5. We made a decent start in the race for Turbo Sports models with Auntie Silvia. Just a little weight reduction for Auntie Silvia. It's another phrase where you can't really call it. It sounds like I'm being very disrespectful. It's the Nissan Silvia. Bit of weight reduction. Got us past the first race at Midway. But then we didn't have the top speed for test course and she turns like a tank. Again, not being disrespectful, this is the car, just FYI. And honestly, I've got a couple of potential strategies for dealing with that situation. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because the main one is, once again, still, somehow, we cannot get past the SS version of the Truno in Seattle. I put more things in the car, traction control and stability managers off, put the engine chip thing in, we did clutch. I'm not spending any more money now on my GT Apex. Not doing it. Once again, to avoid spending the entire episode in Seattle, I might have a go or two up front and then come back to it later. In fact, I got a bit of advice, comments up from before. Thank you for all your comments and getting involved with the long play series. I really do appreciate it. It's brought this game back to life and this series back to life, and I'm really enjoying it now, so thank you everyone for getting involved. And comment from Jose21 Crisis saying, start messing with the suspension. Camber, move up to like 3 front, 1.5 rear, adjust the dampers. And many of you might think, oh, well, why didn't you do that anyway? I honestly don't know enough about adjusting the suspension and how that affects the handling of the car. But time to learn. So I might implement those changes right now, and that will be our first attempt. And let's see, maybe if we can get over the line. But I was very close. I feel like I just need a slightly tidier opening lap. And there we go. And you also saw last time as well that if the SS Truno doesn't show up, I will not participate. It's personal. Okay? So let's go to the settings and see. So I'm just going to take Jose21 Crisis recommendations. So damper, front 3 and then rear 1.5. Oh, well, I can't do 1.5. I can do 1 or 2. Let's go 2. I'm not going to go crazy. And then camber angle. Oh no, hang on. It's because I'm reading the camber and the damper backwards. I'm good at following instructions. That's clever. Let's look at 1 or 2. So I need to add 1 or 2 clicks of front damper to make it more stable, especially on exit. So let's see how that feels. And then the actual thing I'm supposed to do, camber up to 3. Wow. That seems like a lot, but I'm going to trust you, Jose. I'm saying Jose like I'm sure that's your handle. I'm assuming your name is Jose, but thank you for the advice. I'm going to trust you with it. let's see how it handles. Okay. Let's get into it. I'd love to be able to do this in one. I'm not feeling the most confident. Oh, there was something I've just remembered I should have done as well. I've not changed the oil in this bloody car in ages, but fine. Let's see how we go. And I'll tell you what, immediately that feels a lot more stable through. Ooh. Shouldn't have switched down to second. Spinning up the rears. Yeah, that felt immediately a lot more stable through there. Let's see how it goes through this section. Ooh. Back end is a little bit more lively. Should have caught that really. It's not panic stations yet. We need to just clear these at the end of lap 1. And that was a nice overtake. Can't see where the other car is actually. Coming up to the skyline. Oh, perfectly done. 2 tidy overtakes. Oh, actually, that's just reminded me of something else. I'll come back to that in a second. I need to concentrate. Just drifting it down there, nice and controlled. Okay, and here we are once again with the SS version of the Truno. Okay, here we go. That was very tidy. Oh, tried to keep my foot in it and I was silly. Okay, just need to take this clean. Just try not to over-rev it. That's it. Okay, we're with him. Oh, good lord. We've been this close before, but we feel a bit closer. Clutch! No! 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 Not again! Surely not! That's almost like a carbon copy of our last attempt in the last episode. And there is a younger version of me that would have absolutely just leant on the gentleman round that corner and leaned on him, gone round, took the win. And I tried to kind of do it side by side, and in the end I spun up the rears. Okay, took a bit of getting used to, but I liked those setup changes. That felt quite good. So I'm going to give it one more as an upfront try, and then we will go off and explore again. I really hope this isn't here for the end of the... sorry if I hit the mic then. I really hope this isn't here at the end of the episode again, but it's just that. Right. I didn't even check if the Truno was there. It is there, I can see it. Immediately on the back of the Silvia, same colour as ours. Looks awful, sorry. Alongside the Silvia. Very, very clinical, but a little bit sideways. And now the Silvia's leaning on us. Oh, wow. Pinball. It's a good job there isn't damage on Gran Turismo 3, because I'm pretty sure I would have wrecked just the entire car. I just would not have been going after them, but we're past the Silvia. Trying to get up to the skyline earlier this time. Skyline tags the wall on the brakes earlier though. Don't get sucked into that. Lovely stuff. Again, I had the opportunity to change oil, but I'm just so hooked into coming straight back out. I don't need to change the oil. I feel like if I can just have a tidy couple of laps. Just a little bit more considerate on the throttle. We've got a nice run out of there. Gap over the line, 4/10. A little bit snaky in there, we both hit the wall. Such a good getaway out of that corner, that's insane. Much better exit out of there. The gap is about the same once again. We might be a little bit closer, I can't tell. I'm not really paying attention to the splits either at this point. Ooh, we've got a little deep. I can't believe this is gonna happen again. It's a good run out of the corner. That might be it. That wasn't me. He turned into me. Oh my god, it's over. You can come out. It's over, kids. The SS has finally been defeated, and never has that sentence been said, and it meant so little. Yes. Oh my god, it's... What are the odds now that I end up winning an SS Sprinter Truno as the prize car? What are the odds? Oh my god. That one was just... I didn't panic into the hairpin then. And I held my line, and the Truno just decided to turn into me and bounce themselves wide. Deary. Deary me. Right. Or imagine if I win another Mazda. Doesn't look like a Mazda. It is a Mazda. There's a different Mazda. It's another Mazda, but it's the RX-7. So that's a slightly different car. I don't know what options that's going to give us. Let's go and have a look. I can't believe it's finally over. I can't believe we've done it. Let's go have a look. So, it's the RX-7 Infini 3. It's another turbo car. Okay, that's good. That's interesting. And it's 209 brake horsepower. Right. That's very interesting. Because the next challenge is what to do with Auntie Silvia. Because I was thinking, it seems like there's a lot of work to be done on that car to get it to where I want it to be. Because Special Stage Route 11 is very twisty. Test course is just about power. And I feel like I'd then have to almost upgrade the car to suit both tracks. And it seems like it needs a lot of work. Like I feel like the Sprinter and the Mazda, even without upgrades, were quite nippy and, you know, good little cars. This Silvia seems a little bit of a cumbersome beast. Again, sorry, Auntie Silvia. So, I was thinking selling it and just getting another turbo car. Or upgrading the Silvia maybe for just the test course and working on a turbo for the other one. But now we have another turbo car. And it's a powerful turbo car as well. Do I get any more info if I go on the car? Spec. Right. We've got power to weight ratio 5.7. So how does that compare against the Silvia? Because I feel like, yeah, 6.1. No, hang on. Does the higher number mean it's got more power to weight? So that's better. So it's got a better power to weight ratio. Can you tell I'm not an engineer? Or no, I didn't go into maths? Okay. I mean, how heavy is it? Have we got a weight there? 1,000 kilograms. Is the RX-7 heavier? Just because the Silvia feels so cumbersome. This is also going to be quite heavy. Shall we see how it does? Because I don't like to upgrade and overpower it. I like to try and pitch the cars at a level sort of playing field with the competition, and to be able to see what that's like, we have to kind of take the car out as it is. So let's jump in the RX-7 for the first time and head over to the Turbo Cup. See, the test course is such a long race in those cars. I kind of don't want to look at that first. Let's look at Special Stage Route 11 first. So if you remember, we struggled in both races, haven't done better than last, and in our best attempt we were 13 seconds off the leader. So let's see how much, if at all, we can get inside of that. I've just realised I've started the race and I'm going to have ASM and traction control on. God damn it. Well, immediately the gears seem ratioed in a more normal way than the Silvia. And we have actually overtaken someone. 3000 GT, 3300 GT, whatever. That car has just disappeared already, but immediately we feel much more racy. Got the Coupe Turbo Fiat there, which we made friends with last time. Oh, hello. Nice to see you again. Oh, whoa! It's getting very British touring cars through that section. And immediately, the car feels so much better. It handles so much better. You know what, Mazdas usually do have pretty good handling. What I'm thinking right now is, was I right about the power to weight ratio? Does that need to be a higher number or a lower number? Oh dear, oh that was just bad, sorry. That was me busy thinking about that and I've just oh, well. I need to stop worrying about if I've just made myself look inept in terms of like car specs and just accept that I probably have and focus on at least driving well. Okay, let's get back past the Audi. Duel with this this TT. Oh, come on now. Ugh. Okay, I am last, but that was just a poorly driven lap. 10 seconds is the gap. Cool. Dear me. It's not good look. Oh, whoa, dude! It's not been the most dignified start, it has to be said. Okay. Let's try and have a cleaner second lap. Lurch wide and understeer. Hello. You alright? Yeah. Audi. Sorry, we have a phrase. That we use out on the roads actually. It's Audi nutbed. Because usually when there is some ridiculous driving on the roads, it is committed by someone behind the wheel of an Audi, which is a shame because I generally liked Audis before knobheads kept buying them. But anyway, they've all moved from BMWs to Audi. Or they're not all moved, they've just spread themselves across those German executive cars. This has been quite a farcical first attempt, considering obviously I'm doing it with ASM and traction control, so that's not really a good representation. I've then spent so much time worrying about stuff that is not this race. I've kind of had a very, very messy race indeed. At least I'm going to improve by 1. Looks like the gap's going to be bigger than our other attempt in the Auntie Silvia, but I feel like that's more to do with my poor driving in the car. So what I'm thinking is, and I did like think about this being the case last time out, about always going for the same upgrades, but again, weight reduction. I'm going to do weight reduction, and then I'm also going to look at the power to weight ratio figure and see which direction it goes in, so I understand. It doesn't handle too badly, I don't think it needs suspension. I might do weight reduction and put the chippy thing. It's only £1,000. Nice little gain. I also like the RX-7 because it's not an ugly colour, which is good. So let's head over to the tune shop. So weight reduction, light stage 1, standard. I just feel like it's a good all-rounder that just immediately improves the car. And then racing chip. Good 6 brake horsepower out of that. Just have a quick check over in... Sorry, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's have a check in the garage. And the power to weight ratio has come down. So it's... Has it come down? It would help if I remembered what the value was before, wouldn't it? Oh, wow. I am... no, I'm not a capable human being, obviously. I can't remember what the value was, because it was 5 something. God's sake. Forget it. Just, can we pretend that that never happened? I don't know how to read a spec sheet. And I'm going to have to Google when... Like, I was expecting power to weight ratio to be written as, like, slashed, you know what I mean? Like, bhp per ton, you know what I mean? Not an actual, but it's a ratio. Oh, whatever. I'm just digging myself further hole. I'm an idiot, basically. Let's try again. Okay. Oh! The 3000 GT isn't there. And I'm happy to race without it, because one, it was like 18 seconds quicker than everyone. I've just started the race again without changing the... I don't have to do the race. Well, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. It's because I'm so used to doing series like NASCAR racing and F1, and it's a season, and when you start the race, I don't want to restart it, just I do it. I don't like to kind of... Here, I'm just doing loads of races. There's nothing to stop me from just quitting out. And the 3000 GT is back, so... Cool. Right. This has been a proper chaotic mess of a start, despite the fact that I've finally overcome my rival in Seattle. Everything else about this episode has just been a mess, because, I say, I'm probably not a good person to be doing this. Right, here we go. Let's try again. Yellow Coupe Turbo is back, the one that we got acquainted with in the last episode. Ooh. Both going a bit weird angle there, come on. Very interesting fight through that section. I outbrake, but then they're going to come back. Oh no, I'll just slide it, park it on the line. Very interesting, this RX-7 only seems to have 4 gears. This is a much, much better performance so far. Only 6 seconds back on the leader this time. That's a massive improvement. Let's see what the straight line speed is like now. Are we gonna get closer to the car ahead? Like we're not really gaining too much. Squirmy under braking there. The coupe turbo's now back. Have to keep one eye on defending from them through this section. Handling better than Auntie Silvia, but definitely still an issue. We're definitely still losing a lot of time on these very twisty sections. Control a bit of a minor power slide on exit from there. Seen off the pressure from the coupe turbo. Oh! I think that's twice in a row that that car, I can't remember which one it is that the Sky? I don't think it's the Skyline. Either way, they've hit that wall twice. Maybe I shouldn't criticise. You know, it's very easy to hit walls, as it turns out. A little bit slidey through there, having to go a bit opposite lock. Ugh! That was bad. Oh no, 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 no! Oh, thank you, Fiat. Friends again. Love you. So, we gain another place. Gap down to 10 seconds, that's the smallest the gap has been between us and the 3000 GT. I didn't even recognise the back of that Silvia. So, we finished 3 seconds just under behind the Silvia. Okay. So, some big handling issues there. I mean, again, I think I could drive better, and if I have a much tidier race, I reckon I could get up to second. The issue, I think, is I'm trying to bridge the gap to that 3000 GT. Okay, I think let's throw caution out the window and see how it does on the test course. It's got a lot of power. Still feel like the 3000 GT is going to have slightly too much, but let's find out. It's a very clever challenge though, pairing these two courses up on the same one. So you do have a power circuit versus a handling circuit. Now, we did fly past everyone in the early stages of the last attempt with the Silvia. Oh, there is a fifth gear. We just never get there. Okay, cool. Oh, that's good. Because if I was going to hit top speed, then we would have had no chance. And it seems like there's just more... Ooh. Lots of power hiding in the top end of the RX-7. We might have a chance against the 3000 GT. Past the Mitsubishi. And incredibly, we are in the lead at the test course. Where does this car top out at? Come on, back into a straight line. Let's get the power down again. Almost a second up. Is that top speed? Oh no, we find another mile an hour. Mile an hour, kilometre an hour. So by default I'm used to miles per hour. At least we're not like hitting the rev limiter and then having our speed capped like with the Silvia, and it was just, you know, every few seconds we'd lose like almost 10 kph. This is solid. This is... I mean, this does make our conundrum a bit easier then, because it's not a case of we need to then upgrade it on two fronts. We can, you know, see this out. That means we just have to think about the handling, getting the car good enough to beat special stage route 11. So again, this is probably going to come as a surprise to no one. I'm thinking suspension. We'll see what else is there to help with kind of the handling as well. I realised I mentioned back in the first race that I did of something. Basically, it got mentioned by John T, a long time friend of the channel, that in the past couple of episodes of these, when I do a particularly good section, good bit of driving, I can't help but describe it as tidy. And not in like a slang way, like I'm describing it as well. It was a tidy section, very tidy. It was a tidy move. And when he said that, I was in the middle of editing the last episode, and I was like, oh god. I do. And I've realised I've already said it at least twice in this episode already. So there is an impromptu drinking game now. It could be done with alcohol, or as John T prefers, a very strong squash. Like, don't dilute it, so it's a bit of a risk to it, you know, you're living on the edge. And every time I do say tidy, have a drink. Have a drink on me. And I thought, having it told to me now, I would just not say it anymore, but I already have. So. I've not said it as much this episode because my driving has not been very tidy. We shall see. Honestly, the main thing that bothers me is me not understanding power to weight ratio. Like, I understand the concept, I just didn't understand whether the number should be higher or lower. And that's really bothered me above anything else. Fortunately, I'm about to be comforted by a very straightforward win at the test course. Glad this one's out of the way. So it means we can now focus on improving the RX-7 for handling. Excellent. We win by 1.5 seconds from the 3000 GT. So in terms of out-and-out top speed, we've got it. Certainly not as quick in the lower end, but handling is the big issue now, so... So, let's have a look. Now, okay, what I'm going to do is I just want to have a little look around at some of the others. So, lightweight K. What cars are in the lightweight K? The reason I'm looking... Oh, there's like 3 cars in there. Okay, fine. The reason I'm looking about is... I'm thinking of just selling that other Mazda we have. I've kept it purely for the reason of if we need it specifically for something. And honestly, I don't think we will. Well, there's a Japanese car championship, but oh, A-grade license. No cars excluded, even though it's the Japanese. Obviously, more improved cars in the amateur league, but with the same. I'm considering just selling the Mazda because, well, what sort of cars are you? And to be fair, the MX-5 1.8 isn't even allowed in this one. I'm going to sell the other MX-5, and I'm going to sell Auntie Silvia. I'm sorry, but it's the only car I've driven so far in the game that I haven't actually enjoyed driving. She's been a bit cumbersome, a little bit cantankerous, and quite frankly, she needs to be put in a place. So... goodbye. That's a shame, I actually like the colour, unlike the one of the 1.8i. Sunburst yellow. But, no, you're going. And then we are going to sell... Do I want to sell Auntie Silvia? Because the only other thing I can think of needing for is this Turbo Cup, and I'm not going to spend the money, so... I'm doing this in anticipation that I'm going to have to spend a bit of money on the RX-7. And also... depending on what the prize car is, I might want to buy another car to go to another competition. It's done. It is done. Like I said last time, I'm growing attached to certain pixels, so for irrational reasons, I'm never selling the first car. That MX-5 brackets J is the first car we had. It's not going anywhere. After the battle we've been through with the AE86 Truno, that ain't going anywhere either. And then for now, the RX-7 is of use to me, and it might weave its way into my heart as well. So far we've only driven Japanese cars, I think, in this, excluding the cars we've done in license tests, but in terms of cars we've owned, only Japanese. Only Japanese, I really think so. I hope you got that reference. And then I hope you don't know what that song's about. Right, it's very inappropriate. Anyway, it's not the point. So again, I'm just going to go suspension sports kit. That's been very useful. And then I can make the same sort of changes in terms of the dampers and the camber. And then what else is there? There's not really much else, just brakes and a brake balance controller. Which is quite good, because it does squirm a bit under braking, but the question is I'm not fully sure whether I want to bring the brake balance forward or back. It's 10 grand, I don't know if I particularly want to spend that just yet. What are the other things? What other controllers have we got? Can I use any of them? No. Drivetrain. Clutch seems okay. What are the benefits of the drive shaft? Changing its weight has a similar effect on acceleration to changing the weight of the flywheel, so increases cell acceleration. And acceleration is important. There's a lot of, obviously, corners, so obviously we want to accelerate out of the corners better. I'm going to whack a drive shaft in it as well. I wouldn't usually go this spend happy, but the gap to the Mitsubishi 3000 GT is huge. Absolutely massive it is. Do it anyway. Treat yourself. I mean, I feel that's come back pretty much the same colour, but whatever. You know what, I'm going to give this RX-7 some wheels as well. Why not? Like I said, I'm a big fan of the black wheels. Oh, those look a bit... Those look nice. The side profile of this car is a bit Knight Rider, actually, isn't it? Oh, all black. I like it with a little pop of yellow. This does not increase the speed of the car at all. I'm going to go with them actually. I just have a liking to them. This beastly thing. Okay. Very surprised if this suddenly swings it in the other direction and we drive away with it, but once again we have one race between us and completing another competition. We've just got out of one and we're straight back into another, but at the minute it's not so much of a rivalry because we're not even on the same radar. Now, I've not changed any settings on the car yet. I might look at doing that depending on how this goes. That is noticeably quicker off the line. I don't think I particularly handled the start very well. And immediately up into fourth. I think that is a Auntie Silvia of the colour that we had. Skyline and then the 3000 GT. So, this is immediately a better start. Spinning the rears on exit there again, just need to be careful about that, but it's immediately feels a little bit more responsive. Ooh. Silvia goes deep into there. Oh, excuse you. I mean, all this time I have been slagging off the Silvia, saying, oh, I don't like it, it's an awful car to handle. It's been routinely beating us around here. Oh, sorry, Auntie. We are past it for the first time, and we are up to third. Okay. 3 seconds between us and the 3000 GT. Okay, I definitely think we can get up to second. The question is, can we stay with that Mitsubishi? Go for the big switch back there. We do it. Lovely. So, acceleration is definitely improved. Gap holding at around 3 seconds. Again, broad slide into that chicane. Real spin out of it. That's going to cost us some time. This car has got the speed at the top end. It's just about half a second from that. Much tidier through there. I think as well, just realised after I said it, I think tidier is also acceptable as part of the drinking game. I think variations of the word tidy are are allowed, so do please take a drink. We seem to be moving away from the skyline, but we're not making much inroads into the Mitsubishi. It's a good little complex though, we seem noticeably closer after that. Bit of a slide there. We've pretty much held the gap at the same. Correcting the broad slide into there, kind of caught it. Drift out wide. Oh, well, that's a massive improvement. I still think, because it's such a twisty course that I had forgotten a lot of before we started racing it in the last episode, I'm still kind of familiarising myself and getting quicker at it. So I'm not sure if I can do it with the car in this state, if this is good enough. I'm not going to rule on it yet. I might have to give it another go or two to realise, but interesting point. So we're not up to an hour yet. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground in this episode already. Do I want to spend the rest of it doing Special Stage Route 11? I'm not sure. Part of me thinks, let's have a... I wasn't paying attention to the amount of money I had then. Let's go back. So I've got 40. Part of me fancies buying a car and just opening my options out. I mean, I can't believe that once again we're looking at gold, gold, silver at a competition, but fine. Let's buy a car for another competition. Maybe one that might not crop up. So obviously I could get a car. We don't have any front-engine, front-wheel drive cars so far. We've not had any mid-engine, rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. They might crop up more naturally. I feel like this is a competition where I'm not going to just happen upon the Suzuki Alto Works. I'm not even sure what that... I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know what that top car is. Or a Mini Cooper. Part of me thinks I should just buy a Mini Cooper because, to be fair, I love the classic Mini Cooper. If I was going to have a Mini, it would be the classic Mini Cooper. Even if it is incredibly small and probably a bit unsafe by modern standards. It's just like driving a smart car though, isn't it? It's basically driving around in tissue paper. Could get an American car. Remember, this is where the Seattle rivalries were. So I'm pretty sure I had a Camaro Z28 and I got into quite a rivalry with... I thought it was with a Cobra. But there isn't a Cobra there. Oh, hang on. Maybe go down. There it is. I wouldn't mind rekindling that rivalry again. Okay, I think... I mean, I could always buy another specific cheap car like a Yaris, but honestly, I remember doing the Yaris competition, and it made me hate Yarises. The modern Yarises are awesome. These boxy little shit, I hated them. Let's buy a Mini Cooper. It'd be the first non-Japanese car we've had. Who do I go to buy a Mini Cooper? Surely it would be Cooper. I mean, I know Germany own Mini now, but it's not going to be... I'm going to make myself look... This is going to be another power to weight ratio situation. Aston Martin, it's not. It's not Jaguar. It's obviously not Lister. Who's going to have it? Oh, one day we'll get a Lister Storm. Can I actually just not buy a Mini Cooper? Like, Volkswagen. Do Volkswagen own Mini now? It's not going to be in here, is it? Of course not. I'd rather swallow my own eyeballs than buy a new Beetle as well, so... oh, well that ruins that plan. It is unlockable through one of the championships. I believe the K-Cup. Well, yeah, I want to buy it to do that competition. That's useless. Okay, well, someone makes a good point in that forum that, you know, literally if I bought a car for that competition, it would only be for that competition. Because they're all tiny. Oh, well, that was a fantastic waste of time. What bloody do now? Potentially a new plan, depending on the price. It's the SS version. Could technically buy a Grand Sport, but they don't have no money. 300 brake horsepower. I've just realised that the power to weight ratio needs to be lower because obviously you want the power to be equal to the weight. I finally worked it out, guys. you want there to be an equal amount of power to weight, so it just goes quicker. Okay. So it turns out my thing just crashed, which is slightly annoying. You've not missed much. After realising what power to weight ratio meant, just a number, I understand the concept. Anyway, I've bought the Z28 version that I had, that I remember playing this game through. I've got it in Cayenne Red. And I felt like I was definitely having a midlife crisis while picking out the colour of my Chevrolet. That is, I mean, that's a screaming midlife crisis. And I've not gone to Seattle, even though it's the first race, because we've spent a fair bit of time at Seattle. Let's just see how this thing does around the speedway. 4 laps. Again, I forgot to turn the stability manager and traction control off, but let's see how we go. I mean, we've got a Dodge Viper there. Very surprised if we've got enough to get past all these, but let's... Here we go. Immediately. Let's see the struggle there, but if I can get under braking. Unfortunately, these cars can't take this flat. Ooh, it's a bit of Chevrolet on Chevrolet action. Ooh, okay. I'm slightly struggling. now everyone's up to speed. They're all coming back. Much better under braking. Don't think it's going to be enough to get us close enough, unfortunately. We're only 4/10 away. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Oh, to be honest, I don't know why I changed down there. That was probably a very poor decision. Just be close enough, because these two, first of all, they're racing each other. Just going to slow them down a little bit, but then they seem to really need to get on the brakes here. Towards the inside we go. We're up to second. Oh, we just have to be close enough coming into that final corner, and we might nick this. Oh, 7/1000ths of a second across the line. Ooh. And the Viper does not take too kindly to that. Okay, fine. Ooh. You go through. Because to be honest, I feel like this might be close enough to get them under braking. Good old American cars and their ability to take corners. I mean, we are going left though, and Americans do enjoy the turning left. I enjoy the turning left. Case in point, that was a lovely, tidy move. Take a drink. Damn it, can't help myself. Yes! I was not expecting to win that one. In the midlife crisis Chevrolet. I'm really sad that you missed out on me picking the colour of my Chevrolet. It was a real low point, actually. It's made me feel someone about 10 years older than me, to be fair. I don't think I'm that far off it. I mean, I have the money, but I certainly got the mental state. Right, anyway. So, we will have one more. Because I've had to start a separate recording, I'm not sure how long this is running for. I've put no upgrades in the car. I've just gone straight from the showroom in my nice, pearlescent red colour, and gone to here. This was the race I remember being stuck on, going this way around the Seattle circuit. But part of me doesn't want to finish in Seattle again. So when Laguna Seca is sat right there, let's see how we go. So, unless I've mistaken one of the fictional circuits for a real one, I think this might be one of our first times on a real circuit. It's certainly our first time on Laguna Seca. I've again forgotten to turn off the traction control and to remind myself, as it's a bit of an argy-bargy into turn one, but God, we seem to get off the line very well there. I wasn't expecting this car to be so quick straight out the box, considering it's also not even the top spec Camaro you can buy. We've had a good start. The leader is starting to get away now, though. Ooh, bashed a bit wide by fellow Camaro. It's definitely the American All-Star Cup because rubbing is racing. Go up to the corkscrew for the first time. Trying to drift it up the inside. Braked a bit too heavily. Ooh. God, the drop feels really steep in this game. Oh! Well, that's a route. That's definitely an interpretation of the track. Hopefully we can have the run up to turn 1. We do. Let's get through here. Very nice. Might be in a good position to maybe nick second place here. Get up the inside. Door slammed there, definitely not. Too far back to try something into the corkscrew. Oh, excuse me. It's not a sausage curve, it's more like a Battenberg curve. Square curve launched us up. And gonna get a little bit bargy down the hill. Sweet round, but I think I've carried too much. I have. We both carried too much. God, that was messy. That's another. Track limits are off, but incredibly we're going to come home second. And that race sums up this episode. Slightly chaotic and a bit bizarre. Not everything has gone to plan in the episode, in filming the episode. I just had to check again that it's still recording. It is. Well. Things definitely occurred. It's been a very varied episode. We have started the Stars and Stripes comp. I have bought a Camaro Z28 just like I had when I played this game through the first time when I initially owned it. We've won at Super Speedway in quite a cagey race. Laguna Seca we could win if I'm a bit tidier, but that race was insane. And then of course we're going to have 2 more trips to Seattle and another rivalry potentially igniting around the streets there. There is also a naturally aspirated cup, which I've not really thought about, which we can also look into. I might start with the Truno, and if it's not powerful enough, switch to the Camaro. Because again, look at that bad boy. 277, oh yeah. In terms of the game stats, we've now completed 5% of the game. Woo! Win ratio 32%, that seems to be hovering around that same sort of mark, but that's okay. We've acquired 5 bonus cars and we own 4, so a lot of selling done today as well. It is now day 71, we're down to 22 grand, but of course we've upgraded the RX-7, we've sold the cars, but we've obviously bought our second brand new car in the Camaro. Progress. We're starting to work our way through the Beginner's Cup a bit more, we've got a few different options, we're not getting stuck. I was really worried we were going to get stuck, but we move forward again. Thank you so much for watching again. If you've made it to this point, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. A bit of a weird episode. Definitely some moments where I've shown I'm out of my depth, both as a driver and just as a host and a commentator, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and we'll be back again very soon. Plenty of things to attack and move forward with. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.